Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Ocean's Reviews here. So today, as promised, I'm going to do my top 10 favorite movies of all time list. So this has been a very, a video that's been a long time coming. Definitely took me a little while to curate my top 10. I had to do a lot of thinking, just more or less like the ordering process, like where did I want to put what where and what number. Like it was kind of hard. What did I want to put as number one? I mean, I already know my number one and it's been my number one for a long time, but also just like later on, like past number 5, it's kind of hard to decide like what to put. But anyway, I also got sort of like a handful of movies that I do love, but that just didn't make the list for me. So they're more of a honorable mentions, like side list that I'm going to just throw in there. And yeah, so we're gonna get through the honorable mentions list now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Here's my top 10 list. Alright, you guys, welcome back. So the first movie in my honorable mentions list, I only have a few movies here, is Scarface. So I definitely love this movie. Al Pacino is amazing. It's just an iconic film. Like, you just can't get enough of this movie. I revisit it all the time. Just for me, it just didn't make my top 10, but it holds a very dear place to my heart, and I love it a lot. So, but yeah, that's Scarface. I'm going to get through these quite quickly. And then there's Beneath Hill 60. A war film that I do love, very underrated war film. It's an Australian war film based in World War I. Definitely check this one out if you guys haven't already. It's very good, but it just didn't quite make my list, but I do love it a lot. So that's another one. And then Castaway. I do love Tom Hanks in this film. Just the whole story and about what happens is just crazy. Like, you just couldn't imagine being put in that sort of situation. I definitely love the story, and I've always wondered what happens to Tom Hanks, like when he comes to those crossroads at the end of the movie. Like, where does he go? Like, what does he do with his life? I've always wanted to know, like, what happens to him. Like, what does he end up doing? I wish they made like maybe a little short film explaining like how did he cope with life after like the events of that movie. And then we have Saving Private Ryan. I know a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but it just didn't make my top 10. I do love it, definitely. The first 30 minutes of this film is just insane. There's nothing like it. Steven Spielberg does an amazing job with this film. Just one of a kind, like Saving Private Ryan. But it just didn't make my top 10 list. I do love the film, but then we got sort of like a collection. So all these movies I love very much. I love the saga, and that's Star Wars, the Star Wars saga. So this collection here holds the prequels and the original films. You can forget about the sequels. I feel like they don't deserve a place in the trilogy for me. But I love all these films, including the prequels. I love The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith. I grew up with those films, early 2000s. But yeah, all these films, I've always loved Star Wars. Definitely one of my favorite franchises of all time. So, but it just didn't quite make the list. I love them, but okay, so that's done. Hate me. You can write your hate comments now. So those movies I do love, but they just didn't make the list. Yeah, I do revisit them very often, but it just wasn't for me to put in the list there, in my opinion. But anyway, now we're going to get to the official top 10 list. Hope you guys enjoy this. And yeah, now we're going to start with number 10. All right, for number 10, we have Troy. I've always loved this film. It's very good. Just the not even like the sort of the action scenes behind it, but I also love the story. Just like a love story as well. Like, it's about love, and I really enjoy this. Also Brad Pitt, you know, playing as Achilles. He plays like a very good role. I always remember the scene where where they first land on the beach of Troy and he throws that spear and gets that guy. Yeah, love this film. It makes my top 10. This is number 10. Now, number 9 is The Great Gatsby. So The Great Gatsby is, I don't know, for me, it's just the story and the era that it's set in. It just does it for me. I love it. I love also like Tobey Maguire's perspective on the story, like how he narrates it in his own words, almost like he's writing a book. And it pretty much is that, how he writes a book from his own words. At the start of the film, he's sort of in like, I guess, like a therapist's office, and he's like pretty much writing a book almost about The Great Gatsby, and just the way it's like read to you almost, it just feels natural. It feels good, and obviously I love Leonardo DiCaprio in this film. Definitely a film that I revisit a lot. I love the story, but it was more for like Tobey Maguire and just his performance. I just thought he was very good at like storytelling. It just felt good. But yeah, it makes my top 10. It's number 9. So the next film, number 8, is Drive. So, Ryan Gosling is a badass in this film. He's just a natural in this film when it comes to just the action, just the precision he has when he's just doing those scenes, like just getting away from cops and stuff like that. I just like at the end of the film, it just takes like a turn where he turns into this like just proper badass like criminal. I think this is where my love for also Baby Driver comes from. This film's very similar to Baby Driver, and I guess Baby Driver took from this film as well, in terms of that. But Ryan Gosling, Drive, it takes my number, is it 8? Number 8 spot. So the next film for my number 7 spot is, I don't have it on physical, like my physical version of it. I've been meaning to get it, but I want to try and get it at a cheaper price. But I'm going to put a poster up here or a photo of it, and that is 1917. So the movie is just amazing, like the cinematography and just some of the scenes and the shots are just amazing. And I like it how it's just taken in it's taken in one continuous shot. I think there's like maybe one cut in the whole film. It's just amazing. Like, just the scenery as they, especially at the first like maybe 30 minutes of the film where they go through no man's land. It's just like, it's super like scary. Like even today I've rewatched the film like several times, and I feel like I'm always at the edge of my seat when they take that sort of leap of faith and they walk through no man's land, and it's super tense. But 1917 is a great war film of this time, this generation. It's definitely one of the best movies that we've gotten, this decade, I think, in my opinion. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure 1917 came out when COVID was a thing, so I actually went and saw it in the cinemas, and it was great. I don't regret it. I love it. It's definitely in the list for me. So that comes in at number 7, 1917. So, number 6 is Spider-Man No Way Home. So, I mean, for me, it's not really just another Marvel film. This film holds like major nostalgic value. Like, it's just, you feel like super euphoria. Like, you get that feeling of euphoric sort of feelings in this film. Definitely the whole cast, Tom Holland and with the other guys, they gel well, very much together. It's like almost they've been friends for 10 years, and I feel like it just makes the film that much more better, because just the way they are with each other. And I just thought this film was amazing. It's definitely one of the best Marvel films we've gotten in a long time, I think, in my opinion. But yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home. There's not really too much else to say about this film. I don't really want to spoil it too much because I know a lot of people have seen it, haven't seen it, sorry, yet. So, but yeah, it's number 6 in my list. Now, for number 5, I have a trilogy here. I don't have the separate movie, but that's Back to the Future, number 1. So I've always loved this film. It's just a crazy, like, sci-fi film. The second one is good. I really enjoyed the second one. The third one was okay. But the first and the second one are definitely my favorites, but the first one is on my list. So I will just talk about the trilogy in general. I love it. You know, it's amazing. It was kind of funny how, you know, by 2015 we'd have like flying cars and stuff, and then we passed that year, and you know. So anyway, I definitely loved Back to the Future. It's just, if you haven't seen this, it's amazing, and it makes my top 5. So it's number 5. Number 1 is number 5 in my list. Number 4 is Fight Club. Now we don't talk about Fight Club, but we're gonna talk about it in this video, sorry. Just like Brad Pitt, I feel like everyone secretly wants to be Tyler Durden. Like, you know, just the way he is, he just doesn't care. And everyone wants to be Tyler Durden, just to be that person, you know, just to not care in a way. Oh, sorry, knocked the camera a bit. But other than that, love the film. It's definitely a cool psychological film with a great twist in it, and it makes my top 4. So this is number 4 for me, Fight Club. I've rewatched this film a lot. Yeah, so Fight Club. So this film is now placed at number 3. It used to be my number 1. This film was my number 1, but you know, I sort of pushed it back to place number 3, and that's A Forrest Gump. So definitely, it's just the story for me. You know, Tom Hanks plays it so well, and this film, it gives you that emotional connection that just other films just don't. Like, it's just nothing like it, really. Just in the sense of just how the story's told. I feel like, yeah, it's just a natural. Definitely Forrest Gump. It's one of my favorite films of all time. I love this film. I rewatch it every so often, of course. But yeah, Tom Hanks' performance in this is his best. It's his best movie, I think. So yeah, Forrest Gump, number 3. Now, we are down to the last 2. But number 2 is... So I've got a double pack. This is going to be weird. Try and guess what movie it is from this double pack. So we've got Blood Diamond and The Departed. It's The Departed for me. So The Departed takes my number 2 spot for my top 10 list. Definitely the cast for me. They're just amazing. I love the sort of cat and mouse sort of chase between them all. It's just an awesome film. The Departed is just amazing. But yeah, no, I got this double pack. It comes with both Blood Diamond and The Departed. I love Blood Diamond as well, but you know, it's just The Departed. The Departed is my second favorite movie of all time. Now, the big one. The big one. We are here for my number 1 movie, my favorite movie of all time. It's been this for a very long time, and it hasn't changed, and I don't think it's going to change anytime soon, and that is Catch Me If You Can. I love this film so much. You know, Leonardo DiCaprio, just the story of him being just some con artist. It's so good. Even Tom Hanks is great as well, but I don't know, just for this film, for me, it's the story and just the way he does it. It's just amazing. Yeah, Catch Me If You Can, Steven Spielberg. It's just my favorite movie of all time. I love this film a lot, and I'm happy to own it on Blu-ray. Yeah, as I said, it used to be Forrest Gump. So, actually, this used to be number 2 and this used to be number 1. But for me, that changed. So, Catch Me If You Can. I love this film a lot. It takes my number 1 spot in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. And that's it. So you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Here's my top 10 minus 1917, which I need to own, but I think I might actually buy 1917 on 4K because I think it would look really nice on 4K. So yeah, here's my top 10. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed this top 10 list. Tell me what you think of my top 10 down below, and also let me know what your top 10 list is. I want to know. Tell me what your top 10 list, your favorite movies of all time are. Drop a comment down below and let me know. I'd happy to know. It'd be cool to know like what you guys thought of my top 10 list, and I want to know what your top 10 list is. Maybe next time I might do like a top 10 list for different genres. Maybe my top 10 favorite horror films, or like sci-fi films, or like, you know, fantasy, like magical films, you know, like maybe love films, romance films, comedies. I might even do that as well. So if you guys would like to see something like that, drop a comment down below. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That was my top 10 favorite movies of all time list. And I'll see you in the next one.